All right, everybody, welcome back to an episode of Beers by the Ivy. Excited to be back. Big day in the sports world. Big day. NFL schedule release. One of the better days for us football fans. I love college football. I love the NFL for different reasons, but NFL draft and the schedule release is just interesting because though sometimes I think it doesn't matter, times I do think it matters in terms of your schedule and your strength of schedule and potentially, where's your Thursday night, where's your bye. I think it can lead to a couple more wins just if you kind of get lucky. So today I'm going to walk through kind of what I'm seeing on the schedule, just a few high points of that, strength of schedule, rankings, who's got an easy schedule, who got a bad break. And then I'm probably going to jump into a couple other things too in the sports world. Just name it, obviously, a little bit of the Cubs. And then, Pacers. My Pacers are dominating. I'm rooting for the Knicks. I'm a Pacer fan, so I'm definitely rooting for the Knicks tomorrow night. Hopefully they beat the Celtics so we can have Pacers-Knicks in the Eastern Conference Finals. How sick would that be? Because I think that would be an amazing series. We'll see what happens. I think Tatum's out, so there we go. A couple of just Beers by the Ivy announcements. Sponsor, Sports World Chicago. That's a dream come true for me, literally. A dream come true for me that they sponsor my podcast. Sports World Chicago is the amazing store, Chicago Cubs store, directly across from the main entrance of Wrigley Field. They have the blue tarps, blue-themed awnings. Sports World Chicago, go in there, say hi to my people. Promo code, Beers by the Ivy. Get your 10% off. Yeah, and my hats are also going on the website there, so we're hoping to get them on the store one day. But they're going on the website, so I'm super excited about that. You can check out my merch. Also, wow, I have to apologize to some people. I had this free sticker thing I was doing a while back for my podcast, and I finally got the sticker made. So these are also my business cards. So if you see me in Chicago, stop, say what up to me. I will give you one of these puppies. Free stickers. So I'm sending these out via mail. They also have a QR code. Big risk I took putting a QR code on a sticker because potentially the QR code was not going to get print correctly, and then I would have a bunch of stickers with a wrong QR code. But it actually works. And then you go to a link. You can essentially, check out all the links, Sports World Chicago. I also have a couple forums on there. If you want to be part of the podcast and jump on, you can definitely jump on and with me and talk whatever you want to do sports. I'm also trying to get a list of potentially doing like a in-person meetup. I don't think my channel's there yet, but I'm trying to get to the part where we're doing like pre-Cubs game meetups. Obviously we talk a lot about the Cubs. Here's my buddy calling me. We talk a lot about the Cubs, but nonetheless, we also focus on college football, NFL, the whole 9 yards, and just anything that's hot. Masters, you know how it is. All right, let's start with Super Bowl odds here. I'm going to read off a list. Eagles plus 60, Ravens plus 750, Bills. I took a screenshot, so I can't read it because my cursor's in the way. We'll just say it plus 775. Chiefs plus 800. Lions plus 900. Rams, love it, plus 1700. Bengals plus 1900, and the Washington Commanders plus 2000. All right, in terms of hardest strength of schedule, let's start there. New York Giants ranking number 1 hardest schedule, which I think is a good thing for them. I know the Giants fans are like, "Oh, we got to win games." What do you mean you guys got to win games? What's the point of you guys winning games? I mean, expectations just sometimes drive me crazy in terms of football. What's the number one thing to do when you're a bad team? Not be average, just be bad. You got Jackson Dart as your quarterback. Is he the guy? Well, figure that out this year, because if he's not, you'll probably get a top 3 pick again and pick another guy. I saw this today. Like some CBS guy on TV is just like, man, the Giants have expectations, and their schedule being this hard, they are not going to meet their expectations, and this owner and this fan base needs wins. What are you talking about? They need players. They need players. They don't need wins. Think they're going to win the Super Bowl? No, if you're not going to win the Super Bowl, be bad. Be bad. God, you're like my Pacers for 15 years. Like, oh, yeah, we're picking 10th this year. Finally got lucky and got Paul George. Golly. Bears. You got to be kidding me. The Bears. I'm not Bears fans. I'm a Colts fan, but I'm rooting for the Bears because now I live in Chicago. Oh, dude, there's a huge storm coming out my window. Wow. If I can show you guys this. I don't know if you can see it. Super foggy. There's a shot of Sears right there. Yeah, pretty cool, huh? But yeah, the Bears. Oh my God, third hardest ranked schedule. The Chicago Bears. I'll talk about their schedule in a little bit here. Lions, or second hardest on the Bears. Lions third, and then Eagles fourth. It makes sense the Eagles would have a hard schedule because number one, they won the Super Bowl. Usually get a top 5 hardest schedule, and their division's pretty damn good. So there you go with the Commanders being in there. Cowboys, I think, were the 5th. I don't have that on the graphic, but I believe they're the 5th. So, that division is always kind of wacky and tough. All right, let's jump into, before I get into specific teams and walking through who they actually play, let's jump into easiest strength of schedule. The freaking 49ers. Easiest strength of schedule. I mean, what a joke. What a freaking joke. The 49ers. Let's walk through who they play. Week 1. Yeah, regular season. Week 1, Seattle, New Orleans, Arizona, Jacksonville, the Rams, Tampa Bay, Atlanta, Houston, New York, the Rams again, Arizona again, Carolina, Cleveland, Tennessee, Indianapolis, the Bears, Seattle. That's the easiest stretch in all of the NFL. Look at this right here. Arizona, Carolina, Cleveland Browns, Tennessee Titans, Indianapolis Colts, Chicago Bears, Seattle. That's a joke. That's a joke. Carolina, Cleveland, Tennessee, Indianapolis. I'm a Colts fan. That's an absolute joke. I can't even believe that. And I saw this too. I don't know if it's true, but I was reading this. I believe they don't face a single team off a bye. Do you know what kind of advantage that is? You realize any good coach has a good record off buys. I mean, it's prep. It's your team healing up. And you're telling me the 49ers have the easiest run of like 6 games of anyone, and they don't play anyone off a bye? Brock Purdy. I don't like him. I never have, because I just don't like guys who are just like, I don't know how to explain this, but they're just like, they got everything out of themselves, or whatever. Like they're really high overachievers. I'm just not into that. I'm just not into it. I don't like him. If I was a 49ers fan, I mean, I like him as a person. I'm not saying that. I'm saying as a football person. Like if I was a 49er fan, I mean, this guy should win 10, 11 games with this schedule. And I swear the media is going to put him on some pedestal, and the only guy who's going to talk smack about him is going to be Nick Wright from Fox Sports. All right. But yeah, the 49ers should make the playoffs without a doubt with this schedule. All right. Let's talk about a schedule I thought that actually kind of sucked, was the Chiefs. And I know people are probably sick of the Chiefs, but I'm just telling you guys right now, if the Bills don't beat the Chiefs this year, or the Ravens, I'm going to say the Bills. The Ravens are fun. But if the Bills specifically don't beat the Chiefs this year, that's an embarrassment. And the whole coaching staff should be fired, of which I think they should have been fired 2 years ago, because losing to them year after year after year is a complete joke. I mean, how do you lose to the Chiefs in close or embarrassing fashion every single year in the playoffs, and your coaching staff remains? I have no idea. All right, let's look at the Chiefs' schedule. I'm just gonna read this one by one. All right, first game against the Chargers. I believe this game is in Brazil or Mexico. 7 p.m. Friday, September 5th. Not good in terms of calendar. You don't want to be leaving the United States of America to play a football game. Never good. Not good for anybody. Not good for anybody's body. Dr. Jack Cruz, if anyone knows who he is. There's a different latitude, different sunlight. Not what you're accustomed to. Not going to be that good. Going to be humid too. Older team. Terrible offensive line. Didn't really do much to improve their offensive line. Chargers, they eat. Their defensive line's incredible. Harbaugh, here he's coming. And then the second game of the season, they play the Philadelphia Eagles, Super Bowl champs, who just kicked their ass in the Super Bowl. Defensive line, very good. Then they play the Giants. Then they play Baltimore, week 4. Baltimore, tough as nails. Cannot wait to watch that game. CBS 325, perfect. Give me a little Jim Nance on that, eh? Then they got Jacksonville. Then they play Detroit week 6. One of the better teams in the league. See how they respond with losing Ben Johnson. Then they play the Raiders. Week 8, they play Washington. Are you kidding me? Week 9, they play Buffalo. And then, thank God, they have a bye. Ooh, thank God they have a bye. But then they come back and they play. That was sarcastic. Then they come back and play the Denver Broncos. Then they play my Colts. That'll be a win for the Chiefs. And then they play the Dallas Cowboys. Then they play the Houston Texans. Week 14. And then they play the Chargers again. They play the Titans. That'll be a win for them. Then they play Denver. And then they play Las Vegas. And Las Vegas actually has pretty good defensive line. So that schedule for the Chiefs is absolutely brutal. Yeah, I mean, that's really all I got to say about that schedule. If Mahomes puts together a 11, 12 win season, that's going to be quite an accomplishment because that schedule, there's not a lot of breaks in it. There's traveling across the country. There's traveling to another country. And, I mean, you're going one after another. I mean, that stretch of Detroit, Las Vegas, Washington, Buffalo, Denver. I mean, that's no joke. All right, that's absolutely no joke. Let's move forward to the Bears. Bears got a gauntlet too. The poor Bears, man. Can't they just be good? Can't the Bears just be damn good? Can this city get some freaking love? The Cubs got it this year, but nonetheless. All right, let's look at it. Minnesota, week 1, Monday Night Football. That should be an interesting game. Ben Johnson's first game as the coach of the Bears on Monday night versus Minnesota. And I believe that's going to be J.J. McCarthy's first NFL regular season start. That's going to be an intriguing game. Catch me out on Wells Street, Chicago, to watch that one. All right, then they go to Detroit. Then they go to Dallas. Then they go to they go to Detroit. They're home against Dallas. Away for Las Vegas. Away for Washington Commanders. Then I'm just going to list it. New Orleans, Baltimore, Bengals, New York Football Giants, Minnesota again, Pittsburgh, Philadelphia, brutal. At Philadelphia, brutal. Then at Green Bay. Then Cleveland. Green Bay again. San Francisco 49ers. Detroit. Terrible division. That schedule to me is not as hard as it's not as hard as the Chiefs, but still, you're just, as a Bears fan, you're just trying to get a team to get in the playoffs, win 10, 11 games, get in the playoffs, give the city something. Especially can Ben Johnson actually coach the whole 9 yards? Just as a head coach, I mean, being a head coach is way different than being an assistant coach. Assistant coach is like a day off. Being a head coach, you got to pick up the phone all hours of the night. Things happen with your players, injuries. There's a lot of stuff that you have to deal with in terms of managing people and essentially running a company, versus if you're the offensive coordinator, you pretty much just sit in a room, worry about the offense, worry about personnel groupings, and plug and play people in, and obviously you call plays. But being a head coach and doing all that plus being a head coach, we'll see. We'll see how Ben Johnson puts his first year together. All right, so those are the main call-outs I just wanted to state. I just thought it was hilarious that the 49ers got such an easy schedule. The overall easiest schedules, though, 49ers, Patriots, Saints, and Falcons. That makes sense on the Patriots, Saints, and Falcons because they were all brutal last year. So yeah, they even put the Titans as the 5th team. So AFC South has always sucked. I mean, literally that division has always been absolutely garbage. All right, let's talk about my Cubs real quick. Actually, I'm talking about the Knicks. I'm gonna talk about the Knicks for a second and the Pacers. I love Jalen Brunson. I love watching him play. I love the toughness that he plays with. I love that he has so much alpha to him. And I really got sick of the NBA because I feel like they got so soft because of LeBron and his nonsense of leadership. And to see Jalen Brunson just like dribble hard, pull up, lean in, because he's left, lean in, pull back, do a little fadeaway, good. See you later at the biggest part of games. I'm just like, this is the NBA. Like, is the NBA back? Seeing some physicality out there. And the playoffs in the last couple of years has been pretty physical. But seeing that physicality, I can't root for the Knicks, but, like, I can, like, cheer them on. You know what I mean? Like, I can say, like, I hope they win. So, yeah, I hope they beat Boston. And then Pacers Knicks. That's some of the greatest competitive basketball. Because it's just a complete culture difference. The Knicks get all this praise. Nobody even talks about the Pacers. And, you got essentially the Mecca city of United States, even though Chicago's way better. Actually, I went to Wrigley yesterday with some coworkers and some clients. And one of my coworkers is from New York. And he was just like, yeah, Chicago's cool. I was like, dude, shut up. All New Yorkers come to Chicago and they're like, wow, it's so clean. Wow, it's so easy to get around. Wow, there's so many good restaurants. Wow, everyone's so happy here. Wow, it's so easy to meet people. Like, wow, there's a lake. Oh, wow, this river, that's really cool. Oh, there's bars around the river. That's amazing. Wow, Wrigley. It's so easy to get to Wrigley. This is unbelievable. Yeah, Chicago's the bomb. But yeah, so I had some New York coworkers, so I was telling them, I was like, you guys got a team this year. So, and I always love Stephen A. Smith anytime I see the Knicks win. I don't know why, but I just love it. It's like, like 100 years of patheticness of the Knicks, and seeing him just get amped about his team. I don't know. I always like seeing people get amped about their own team. I like when the key broadcast guys, like break character, and they're just like fans. I think that's an authentic way to be a sportscaster. And so, yeah. And then my Pacers are special. I'll tell you right now, my Pacers are special. Halliburton stepping up into a new weight class, I think, in terms of his ability to do things during the winning time. Very Reggie Miller-esque. Obviously not Reggie yet, but, on that path potentially here. But the whole team can score, and they play tough. Naismith is like a football player out there. Mathurin, he's back from injury. He just adds a guy off the bench who's just super athletic. Miles Turner's become a pretty damn good player. He's pretty soft early in his career, but this guy plays tough, and I'd say all areas of the floor. Can shoot the mid-range, shoot three, shoot the mid-range, can finish around the rim. Pretty good defender, athletic, decent handles for being a big guy. Pascal Siakam, watch out for him. But he's like get a tough bucket guy. You know what I mean? Like, he just gets tough buckets when you need. It'd be like the second quarter, and the Pacers just need a bucket. Give it to Pascal Siakam. He'll do a fadeaway jumper right in someone's face. He'll drive to the rim, fake right hand, go left, finish, land on the floor. That's just great. Nembhard, I mean, this guy, no one even knows his name still. Our shooting guard. The guy's a freaking stud. The guy has an alpha gene to him. He's not scared to shoot at any time, any place. He's hit some giant shots for us. And then lastly, TJ McConnell, the best role player in the NBA, guys. In the NBA. Literally, this guy plays tough. He's all effort, all heart. Obi Toppin. He's got length. That guy ain't scared to shoot either. So I think Pacers-Knicks would be an unbelievable series. So that's what I'm really rooting for. And, these teams have not won championships. Pacers never won a championship. Knicks haven't won a championship 60-plus years or whatever the crazy thing is. So, yeah. And then I'm also rooting for Denver Nuggets. Starting the Lightning. Here it is. Denver Nuggets. Hopefully they beat OKC. But we'll see what happens. I got some people I know out in Denver, so rooting for them. And then in terms of hockey, holy cow. Holy cow, man. That Florida Panthers team, that's a tough team. I mean, that's a tough damn team. Man, they're tough. And getting Marchand at the deadline, a little scrappy guy. If you guys don't know, he's from Boston, won a couple cups, not a big deal. But yeah, one of the more like dirty, get under your skin type players in the National Hockey League, but definitely a future Hall of Famer. Guy knows how to score the puck, that's for sure. But small guy though. Small, but just damn, he's tough. Getting him, having one of the Kachuk brothers, the guy who was fighting for United States hockey versus Canada, having him on the team and having him back healthy. I mean, to beat Toronto. In Toronto. Game 5. And just beat them 6-1 last night. So embarrassing for Toronto. I gotta say, I've never liked Toronto. I just feel like their leaderships they're just soft. Just soft leaders. NHL's too tough. NHL, you gotta skate. Steve Yzerman, Red Wings. Captain. You gotta skate with a broken leg. What was that, like 98 when he did that? Or they won in 97. Was it 97 when he was like literally playing with a broken leg? Literally, a guy couldn't walk. But he played like every game. It might have been 7-game series. Someone's got to fact check that. But yeah, just that's a hockey player. And I just feel like some of these Toronto Maple Leafs are more like pretty boy golfers. You know what I mean? Not actual golfers, but like they just like to have their summers. And being in the NHL, when it's in the Cup, it's about not wanting summer. It's about, you know, playing tough the entire summer. Seeing June, you're still carrying the damn hockey bag in there. That's what it takes to win a cup. Great sport. Absolutely great sport. All right, and then we'll close on this. My Cubs playing tough, man. My Cubs are playing tough. We got some guys out, obviously. Hap's out, but, you know, PCA, I think he's solidified himself. Well, he did this last year for me, but solidified himself as a superstar in this league. We've got to extend him. I think he should be a Cub for life. Him and Kyle Tucker, that's the lineup. I want to see that for next 6-7 years. You know, Kyle Tucker playing in right field and PCA playing in center. PCA being the leadoff batter, Kyle Tucker being the second batter. Playing 2. That's what I want to see. So, Ricketts, damn $18 beers, you son of Gunner. $18 beers at Wrigley, unbelievable. We got for work yesterday. We took some clients out and to Wrigley. We went to Small Cheval. If you go to the bleachers, there's Small Cheval like in the very middle. Now you have to have a bleacher ticket to get in the bleachers, so therefore you have to have a bleacher ticket to get Small Cheval. It's not as good as the Small Chevals in Old Town and the one in Lincoln Park. I'm sure there's more, but those are the two I know of. But it's still pretty good. But I mean that was like $100. It had to have been more than that because we got like 4 cheeseburgers, fries. Yeah, it had to have been over $100. I got a milkshake, and I got what's called like a floater milkshake. You know, and the poor lady makes this milkshake, and then she hands it to me, but she like drops it before like I get it. So like some of the whatever they put in there, like whiskey or whatever it was, like just completely fell out. And I was just like, you know what, honestly, that's just someone telling me that I should just drink a normal milkshake. So I didn't even say anything. I was like, oh, thank you, like, you know, go Cubs. But you know, I was like, it was like $20 too. That was the most ridiculous part. It was like literally $20. And I was like, I could put it on my business card, but like, I'm never gonna do that. I didn't even make a review of it either. I should have, but I was like, I'm just not gonna spend $20 on a milkshake. But you know what? We worked hard on this project. We implemented a great solution for our customer. I work in IT, and I was like, this is worth it. You know, this is a celebratory event we're at in the greatest stadium in the world, Wrigley Field. And so I'm gonna get myself a milkshake with a shot of whatever it was that became a normal milkshake. But yeah, that's pretty good food. Honestly, that's probably, I think, to be the best food in Wrigley is the Small Cheval in the outfield bleachers. But also, there are different hot dog stands, you know, because like people, you know, I go with a lot of people to Wrigley. Honestly, I take a lot of people there just because I'm always going. I'm like, yo, you got to come here, and I drag people there. And they're like, a lot of people want to get a hot dog, and I'm like, yeah, hot dogs are great, but like, there's certain stands in Wrigley that have terrible hot dogs. Like the bleacher hot dogs, like aren't that good. There's one stand on right field, it's terrible. The stand on left field, a little bit better. All right. If you go into the main stadium, one booth has like the grab and go, absolutely terrible. And then the other booth, you have to like wait in line, but they give you like the real hot dogs with the onions, the whole 9 yards, the true Chicago dogs. That is where it's at. Absolutely where it's at. Do not settle in Wrigley for this garbage hot dog stands. That you would think they would all be good. You really would. You would think in Wrigley that you couldn't have a bad hot dog, but trust me, the grab and go hot dogs and the hot dogs in the right field bleachers. You know, if you're up top, you walk down the stairs. If you're kind of like in the mid-level of the bleachers, you just, go up a little bit and you're right there. Absolutely terrible. Another thing, too, about Wrigley that, because I was taking people that never been to Wrigley there yesterday. And I finally thought about this. Like, there's no bathrooms in the bleachers. Like, the fact that you have to go down, all the way down to the, base level of Wrigley to go to the bathroom. They should figure out a way to put bathrooms, like some type of bathroom, in the bleachers. You would think that they would have done that maybe when they re-engineered it. But no. They could probably take out the small cheval and put a bathroom right there. They probably could. But, you're missing at least a half inning if you're going to the bathroom in the bleachers in Wrigley. It's kind of ridiculous, quite frankly. All right, guys. This has been an episode of Beers by the Ivy. Thanks for hanging out. Once again, especially with college football, we really break some stuff down. Other than that, we just like having fun, talking sports. Hopefully I said a few things smart today, but it's all about having fun, having a good time, and just enjoying the vibe of the sporting season, which is awesome. Back-to-back games. It's always good like this time of year because you either got an NHL game or an NBA game on, right? And, February is terrible. And then eventually football starts, and then you got like college football, Sunday, Monday, Thursday. If you're into high school football on Friday and college football on Saturday. So that's always some good TV too. All right, guys. Appreciate the time. Talk soon. Peace.